Hello, I am King County Sheriff Patty Cole-Tindall. Today we are here to talk about the ARFF Unit. The King County Airport is one of the busiest non-commercial airports in the country, and we depend on ARFF. In 1999, the Sheriff's Office entered into a partnership to provide a unique combination of services to the King County International Airport. They respond to aircraft emergencies, hazardous fuel spills, and structure fires. Our deputies serve as part of the safety and security network, which keeps aviation one of the safest modes of travel today.
One of the private jets just took off. I missed my flight. ARFF stands for Aircraft Rescue and Firefighting, ARFF. Everyone in the Sheriff's Office just calls it the ARFF Unit. We have police, which is all of our deputies are police, of course, fire and EMS. So we do emergency medical service as well. Most of the incidents we respond to are, as far as aircraft crashes, maybe they forgot to put their landing gear down, or the landing gear failed, or they blew a tire or something like that. Most of it isn't involving fire, but the potential for fire and danger is obviously there with aircraft. We're waiting for the worst day of someone's life ever to go hopefully make it better. The different thing from us is that we fight the fire mostly from our trucks. Generally, we aren't pulling hoses off the trucks and fighting fires that way. We're using the trucks to actually fight the fires themselves. We can actually control the trucks and the nozzles that are on the trucks and try to extinguish the fire as soon as we arrive on scene. They have a large nozzle on top which can flow up to 1,200 gallons per minute. They also have a piercing nozzle for if you have a cargo, say a UPS jet, which you get a lot in here, and it has an interior fire in one of the cargo pallets. We can actually pierce the outer skin of that jet into the cargo compartment and try to extinguish the fire that way. I have a great team here, a great group of guys. They do a lot of training, they work very hard. It's a lot of certifications to maintain and update.
All of us at this point have gone through the Zone 3 Fire Academy. So we go through the Fire Academy as if we were going to go work for a career fire department. Then we have to go through ARFF training. It's similar in a lot of ways, but it's also different in our objective when we go into a plane as opposed to going into a house. There's a lot of good people that work here. It's a good place to be. We get to see some really cool stuff that most people don't get to see in their daily lives.
And that's a really cool site. I see Scott as the future of ARFF. He seems to be that built-in leader, strong personality who can kind of guide people. He's a big guy, big strong guy, but he knows the job, he knows what he's supposed to do, and I'm impressed with him.
I've always loved like fighter jets and military planes and whatnot. Someone once told me that I'm too tall to fly any of those, so that dream died a long time ago. People ask how tall I am, and I usually just tell them tall. We're trained to deal with newer planes and the problems that they have. The warbirds come into town and it's a whole different set of issues that they have. We have to get a walk through and they tell us where the fuel shutoff is, where the bottles are, the extinguishing agents in the engines and whatnot. It's a good refresher for us every year just in case something does happen to one of them. The mechanics are a little dated themselves, but they're the only folks that can work on those. Last year I came for Seafair. I brought my little boy. You kind of get your own little private air show when they take off and then when they come back by the airfield. The pilots are really awesome. They kind of put on a little bit of a mini air show for us right over top of the airfield. Seeing them take off a couple hundred feet away is really cool.
Why do I like my job? Well, we probably have one of the most beautiful views in the county. We look down the runway and Mount Rainier is right down the runway. It's an absolutely gorgeous view. Looking at across the airfield at multi-million-dollar planes and watching the activity go on and off the airport is pretty exciting. It's rewarding. It's definitely, the firefighting part's fun. I think it's worthwhile.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We learned so much about the ARFF Unit. So we'll see you next month.